Early morning in Paro Valley. Well, there's definitely a river, and the town does exist. We found a hotel up on a hill, just about everything in Bhutan is on a hill, and fiddled with equipment for a while. Not knowing anything about the fish over here, we really were just guessing.
Then we had to make a phone call. This wasn't to be as straightforward as we thought. When you're 10,000 miles away, it's great to get some news from home. Although, you do have to get the order right.
Australia, call from Bhutan. Mr. Thomas want to call you. Kalpo, please hold on. Or please speak on.
Hello? Hello? Hi, sweetheart, it's me.
I said, Tom, don't ask the footy question first up.
Look, who won the footy? Hello? Time to head off. We looked a little odd, but since everyone was in national dress, we figured the locals would think we were too. The national dress of Troutania. Paro is one of the cradles of Buddhism. Tibetan gurus introduced it many centuries ago. The valley is dotted with temples and impressive fortresses. The influence of Buddhism is everywhere. It's not surprising that the tales of early visitors sounded slightly exaggerated, even fantastic. It must have seemed impossible that beyond those wild mountain forests could exist a gentle, bucolic valley like Paro, with its fairy tale buildings. Even standing there was something slightly unreal about it all.
Like a couple of old English explorers, we started fly fishing up the valley. This part of Bhutan can be quite dry in the middle of the year, but the river was glorious. And yet, at the back of our minds was the thought, we've come a long way to find out the talk of brown trout was just a myth. And then bang, there were fish in the river. In fact, as it turned out, the river was full of them, and that tends to keep the size down. They were all beautifully coloured brown trout.
Kids would wander down to try and make sense of what we were doing. You see, this is an emergent nymph. There were monuments everywhere. This prayer wheel was driven by a spring flow. We made our way up the beautiful Paro Valley, along the ancient paths past small villages where the transport is still by horse or foot. If you keep going up this path for a couple of days, you hit the high Himalayas, and just beyond that, Tibet.
And everywhere, there would be kids. I'm not even sure they knew what these strange Troutanian weapons did, but that didn't stop them getting the hang of it. Actually, one kid ended up casting better than me. He was banned from further participation. It was actually more fun than the fishing, and if there is a better smile in the world than that worn by Bhutanese children, I'll go he. Don't ask, just move along.